time to eat. Raising a child can be tough, and when both parents work, sometimes a nanny is the only answer. Open wide. But do you really know who's taking care of your child? Especially when nannies have been caught on camera doing the unthinkable.
The nanny arrested accused.
Nightmare nannies.
Alleged nanny abuse.
Accused of violating a most sacred trust.
Police arrest a nanny.
Caught on tape allegedly.
Back in the headlines just last month.
You know, you see these horror stories on TV, and it's almost like a surreal feeling when it happens to you.
In Springdale, Arkansas, in the shadow of the Ozarks, one mother is on a crusade to stop nightmare nannies before they ever walk through the front door.
Do you ever think about, I hired a monster?
Yes.
It began when Whitney Matney and her husband Chris were looking for a nanny for their daughter Rayleigh while Whitney attended law school. A former high school classmate, Melissa Medema, answered that call out, someone Whitney thought she could trust, but still.
You ran background checks? Did you call references?
One raved about her. Rayleigh seemed to really take to her, so I ended up hiring her.
But almost immediately, Rayleigh started acting strangely.
So when Melissa showed up, Rayleigh would run to either my husband Chris or I and cling to us and scream. So I put up this camera.
And after just the first day recording, Whitney knew the nanny cam captured something terrible before she even watched a frame of video.
I got home and I saw the camera sitting there facing the wall. My heart just leapt in my throat. And I grabbed the camera and I set my computer up.
To her horror, the camera caught Melissa spanking and then violently shaking her 11-month-old baby girl.
How hard is it to see that?
It's very hard.
Frankly, hard for me to watch it too.
When you can see Rayleigh screaming.
Yeah, and it didn't sink in at first. I couldn't believe it, you know.
Melissa would later claim they were just playing, but how do you explain this? Right after the shaking, Melissa spots the camera, walks over to it, and stares into the lens, posing for a chillingly calm and candid selfie before turning it toward the wall.
I was filled with rage and fury like I've never been before.
After watching the video, frantic, Whitney calls police and rushes her daughter to the emergency room.
The police officer said, I think if you hadn't caught this when you did, you would have come home and had no baby anymore.
Luckily, Rayleigh is physically okay, and Whitney realized her daughter's behavioral changes were actually warning signs.
I should have caught it sooner. Everything fits now.
Incredibly, 2 days later, Melissa shows up again for work, and police are waiting to bring her in. Peeking through a window, Whitney records that moment, assuring little Rayleigh she's safe now.
She's not coming in, baby.
You really can't do too much to confirm that you're hiring the right person.
In-home child care expert Susan Takayer says you need to do diligent background checks and digital digging. But even in this age of nanny cams, some things need to be done old school.
Dropping in during the day is a great idea. Walking in the front door when she's not expecting you.
Now here's where things get really scary. Because Rayleigh wasn't physically injured, Melissa was allowed to plead to endangering the welfare of a minor, the lowest level felony charge. And after 3 years probation, she could have her record cleared.
That this monster can walk around and have no ramifications. It's just beyond insane.
Now you'd think in this digital age, nightmare nannies would be branded for life. But ironically, it's something the web lacks that may allow their past to stay under the radar.
So there's not a national registry for child abusers?
Correct.
That's right. Aside from sex offenders, there's no public online registry of child abusers in this country. Whitney, now a mom on a mission to change that.
In 2015, we're going to send out a bill. Arkansas will be the first state to have one if it passes. Anybody who has been criminally convicted, they need to be listed out there for everyone to see.
And what does Melissa have to say about all of this? We tracked her down at this Springdale, Arkansas apartment complex.
Can you tell us what happened in that video, Melissa? We're here to get your side of the story.
It seems Melissa isn't in the mood for another close-up.
Do you think that was child abuse? Will you nanny for another family?
Were you trying to harm Rayleigh? Shortly after our visit, she gave me a call to let us know exactly how she was feeling.
Hello, this is Melissa Medema. You came to my residence this morning
First of all, I do not appreciate that. Do not come back to my residence. Do not contact me. And that goes for all ABC News reporters.
Do you think that was child abuse?
We showed Whitney the footage of Melissa scurrying away from our cameras.
It makes me sick to my stomach. Because she was horrible to my child.
The good news, Rayleigh just turned 3 and seems to have put that babyhood trauma behind her.
How's she doing? She's great. She is energetic, sassy. she's always smiling.
She's learning that even scary stories have valuable lessons.
What to do if the monster of the woods comes calling on a dark, stormy night? Lock the door.
Wow. Have you ever had a nightmare nanny? Let us know on Twitter and use the hashtag ABC2020.